And I just wanted to make sure that he had the opportunity to come on up and speak. But I wanted to kind of let you know how the day will go. So we'll let Justin have his presentation, and then we're gonna turn it over to next year's host family, Becky Owens and her family. And she's going to tell you and get you all excited about coming to Portland next year. So she's got a cute little presentation to give you. And Katie's ready to go. And then we're going to just do some wrap up. If anybody has any questions for me that maybe you weren't able to get answered. And then we'll do some picture taking. And then we'll be on our way. Some of the things to note is we're putting items out there for those of you who travel. We had a lot of drivers, so those of you who are driving home, please take snacks, drinks, whatever you want for the road. We really can't do anything with it. I'm not going to ship them home. And there's also some toys out there that the child care is going to be getting rid of. There's some other items out there from the lending library. Please take them. I don't know whose stroller this is out over here, but it was here all last night too. So if anybody knows and can identify that stroller, that'd be great. Okay, great, thank you. And then we'll just kind of wrap it up, and then you guys can be on your way. You're welcome. This room, we have this room until noon, so you guys are welcome to hang out and talk and do whatever you want to do. Or get on with your day, because we know a lot of you are traveling. So how many here are driving home? Quite a few of you, yeah, that's what I thought. And how many of us are flying home? Oh, well, it was almost the same. Okay, all right. So with that being said, again, welcome and thank you so much, and really thank you to the host families. They are packing up the child care room right now, so they're not really in here. But if you do see them, and I think most of them are wearing their black shirts, or I think by now you should identify who they are, please thank them. They raised a boatload of money for this conference. They raised, I want to say, $60,000 for this conference. So that's why you were able to get your continental breakfast even today, because we normally don't do it on Sundays. And some of the other things that you guys were able to get, like those conference bags, they donated all the stuff in those conference bags and the bags themselves. So it takes a lot to run a conference, and they did a fantastic job. All right, so with that being said, I would like to bring Justin Valenti up to give his presentation. Justin is 21 now, are you?
Yes.
21, and this is his 6th conference, 4th? Oops, I counted that wrong. But they haven't been to a conference since 2008, right, Virginia?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, Justin.
Hi, my name is Justin Valenti. I'm 21 years old, and I have Cru Shaw. First, I want to thank Laura Castillo and everyone who worked so hard to plan this conference and gave me the chance to share some of my experiences. This is the 4th Phi Beta Minus Society conference I've attended. I went to Miami in 2000, Philadelphia in 2004, in Norfolk in 2008. And in the beginning, I wasn't diagnosed with Cru du Chat right after I was born, but I had some of the features. I had a round face with wide-set eyes. I had folds on the inner corner of my eyes. Initially, I was slow to growth, and I met most of my early milestones on the later end of normal. I had chronic reflux. Many of my baby pictures show me with a bib on to protect my clothes. I had and still have low muscle tone, which is part of why I crawled and walked a little later than other kids. Low muscle tone caused me to have feeding difficulties when I was a baby, and I had poor posture because my core muscles are weak. I had a lot of ear and sinus infections. Doctors took my adenoids and tonsils out and put 2 sets of tubes in my ears to minimize ear and sinus infections. And recently, nasal cavity surgery to help me breathe better. My speech and language were delayed. I began working with a speech therapist when I was 15 months old. I've always had issues with constipation. A couple of years ago, I started taking Linzess, and it has really helped with that. My parents noticed that neighbor's cat often sat outside my bedroom window when I was an infant, but they didn't think anything about it until they were talking with the doctor right after he diagnosed me with Cri-du-Chat. The doctor asked them what my cries sounded like, and then it clicked. The cat sat under my window because he thought there was a cat inside. I was diagnosed with Cri-du-Chat when I was 2.5, and then was diagnosed with autism when I was 3 years old. My parents said that getting these diagnoses was a little overwhelming, but was also helpful. It allowed them and professionals to narrow their focus for supports and services that could help me. Having the diagnosis has helped me qualify for services and funding that I've needed and continue to need. I spent my first few years at home with my mom, and eventually my sister Jessica. When it was time for me to go to preschool, we lived in Melbourne, Florida, and I went to Space Coast Early Intervention Center. Here I got speech, occupational, and physical therapy, and other kids with disabilities, and I played and learned with kids who didn't have disabilities. The school introduced my parents and me to the idea of inclusion, which has played an important role in my experience with living with a disability. Space Coast Early Intervention Center gave my family a solid foundation of inclusion and self-advocacy, which has allowed me to have many of the same opportunities as kids without disabilities. Right before I started kindergarten, I moved to Maryland. In Maryland, I was included in general education classes with support from a paraeducator from kindergarten through high school. Most kids who had disabilities at my school were in special education classes, but I wasn't. I was included in regular classes with kids who did not have disabilities for most things, and I've received special ed services and support in these classes. I like being included, and it was good for me for a lot of reasons. I like being able to make a lot of new friends each year and being able to learn about history, which was my favorite subject. And I liked when my peers helped me instead of adults helping me all the time. And there were also some times when it was difficult. One of the hardest things about being included was that many of my teachers in middle and high school didn't have and sometimes didn't want training that they needed to support me. So me and my parents and sometimes an attorney advocated for help me with training. Another thing that was not easy for me was when classmates were accomplishing things that I couldn't or hadn't yet accomplished. The hardest thing was when I turned 16 and everyone at my school was learning how to drive. I'd hear them talking about getting their driver's license and learner's permits, and of course, they posted and tweeted about it too. I got really frustrated, especially when my younger sister got her license, because everyone around me could drive and I couldn't. I still don't know how to drive, but I learned how to get to where I want and need to go. I use buses, the subway, taxis, and Uber. I still want to learn how to drive, but I know that may not happen for a while. For now, I'm going to focus on learning how to ride a bike. And guess what? My bike riding class starts tomorrow. I think that the best part of my experience with inclusion was that it has allowed me to participate in the same clubs and activities as kids without disabilities. Here are a couple of pictures of me with my friends. The first picture is of me singing along to a CD with a friend. The next picture is of me with my classmates at Space Coast Early Intervention Center. And the last picture is of me with a couple of my friends from my elementary school's graduation. I still hang out with a couple of the friends from elementary school who are in this picture. Even though I'm sometimes quiet, I've always liked being around people, kids and adults. These are some pictures of my friendships through the years. One of the pictures is from a birthday party in first grade. I invited everyone in my class to Phillips Farm for a hayride and a cookout. My friends and I celebrated the end of the basketball season by going to Krispy Kreme for donuts. And here are a couple of pictures of me when I was in Cub and Boy Scouts. Up until about 2nd grade, I met with speech and occupational therapists after school. My parents thought it might be good for me to participate in activities with other kids my age, with and without disabilities. So I stopped meeting the speech and occupational therapists after school and joined Cub Scouts. I like going camping and doing other things with my friends in Cub Scouts. My parents and I helped me find activities that I like by looking for activities and clubs that are related to my strengths and interests. This has worked out pretty well. A couple of my friends like music, so I use this to start conversations with them. Sharing my strengths and weaknesses also helps people better understand me as a person and how to support me. A couple of the examples of my strengths are that I'm good at reading, I'm good at swimming, and I'm good at public speaking. A couple of examples of my weaknesses are that I'm not too athletic, I use social media too frequently, and I'm easily distracted. I began working with a speech therapist when I was 15 months old. It did not babble until I started saying mama when I was 26 months old. My parents told me that I used to get really frustrated when I needed or wanted something, and I didn't know how to tell people what I needed or wanted. When I began working with a speech therapist, she worked to teach me sign language and spoken language. She told my parents when she taught the signs are developing speech and language, many kids learn to sign before they learn how to talk. She said that as kids develop verbal language, they just stop using the signs. And it worked. I learned signs for the important words like bathroom, cookie, and dog, so that I could better communicate what I wanted and needed. You can imagine how excited I was when I learned to sign more in cookies and my parents gave me cookies. They said that they were so excited that I knew what I wanted and that they just kept giving me cookies every time I signed cookies. I continued to learn the signs for the words and some phrases for about 2 years until my speech and language development really took off. And now I like to talk when I get anxious. I will talk about whatever I'm anxious about over and over again. My parents remember when they wish that I would talk. They should be careful what they wish for. As my language developed, I learned to ask for things that I needed or wanted. And eventually I learned how to tell people, for example, when things were too loud or scary for me. My parents said that as my language continued to develop, that I didn't have as many behaviors. Finally, I had a better way to communicate than with my behavior. In addition, I learned how to use the computer and AlphaSmart to type my thoughts. Even though I didn't use technology to talk, technology has been really helpful for me. The tool that I used the most, and I still use today, was a laptop computer. I learned to type, not well but effectively, and I've been able to compensate for low muscle tone and poor fine motor skills when I was younger by typing out my thoughts. Today my iPhone is my go-to device. I know there are a lot of apps that help with communication, and these have been really helpful for a couple of my friends who are nonverbal. I see a lot of the kids and adults here have smartphones and tablets. That's encouraging. In my experience, being able to communicate what I want has been important. I still struggle with it at times, and sometimes it takes me a while to organize my thoughts and get them to come out the way I want to, but whether I point, run, sign, type, or use words to communicate, communicating with others is rewarding. As of today, I showed a lot of interest. As a toddler, I also showed a lot of interest in computers and technology. I loved using the computer and watching VHS videos. I was really active when I was younger, and I often wore out my parents before I was done exploring and learning. So I ended up having someone supervise time on the computer in front of the television. I learned how to change a tape in the computer, they were on CDs then, and how to change the tape in the VCR. These skills didn't come without some pain. My parents said I wore out about 3 VCRs and countless VHS tapes of kids shows and educational videos before I mastered the task. But the key was once I mastered those tasks, I could independently choose what I was doing. As I got older, my parents continued this thinking and increased in variety and amount of options available to me when they presented me with choices. They were willing to let me fail from time to time by extending the boundaries outside of my comfort zone as I got older. My favorite example was when I went to a field of streams in the fall. My parents knew I'd hate it, which I did, but they let me go and discover that on my own. Over time, I learned that I needed to speak up when engaging in social activities with friends. I was encouraged to speak up to get my ideas heard or needs met. For example, where are we going to eat? Or should we go to the movies or bowling? While at home, I was involved in simple day-to-day decisions like meals, amount, selections, restaurant choices, movie choices, social activities with family and friends, and family vacations. I was also encouraged to help plan my future. This included participating in IEP meetings and selecting my classes at school. For kids with Credit Shaw, I think being offered the opportunity to choose should be encouraged where achievable. We're usually happy when we think we're in control. When I was in kindergarten, I got a companion dog named Buddy, who helped me make new friends at the playground and in the community. Buddy also helped me relax when I got anxious in the community and at home. Buddy passed away when I was in 11th grade. I miss Buddy a lot, and about 2 years ago, I was able to convince my parents to get a new dog. Now I have Tom. He's a pug, who is my best friend. He often helps me calm down when I get anxious and keep me company when I get lonely. One of my favorite quotes is, You miss 100% of the shots you never take by Michael Jordan. Even though some things are difficult and frustrating for me, I'm learning to focus on moving forward. Some of the things I'm focusing on include exploring my interests in art, animation, and graphic design. I'm considering this as a career path. I'm also interested in public speaking and training others. I've trained police officers on how to interact with people who have disabilities, and I've also taught people with disabilities how to advocate for themselves and their needs. Some of my other goals include living independently or with a roommate, finishing community college someday, getting my driver's license, and maybe even getting married. I really enjoyed this year's conference, and I hope you have too. As a person with a disability, I found these ideas to be helpful. You have to learn who you are, you have to look for opportunities to participate, you have to find ways to communicate and connect with others. My parents would like to let you know that these ideas have been helpful. Explore age-appropriate activities, provide opportunities to choose, and help me set and support me in achieving my goals. That's my story as a person with Friedreich syndrome. I hope you've learned something about what it's like to have a disability. Thank you.